welcome to what the hell is today? Monday the 21st. Tomorrow is my twins. Well, this is really weird. It just popped up on the screen, and lo and behold, the camera's showing me at the right angle this time, but the screen's not. I swear to God, let me see if this alters it right here. Um, yep, not going to. Looks like we're going back this way. Orientation is locked. Rotate phone back. Well, now the phone is telling me that this is right, but it's coming out sideways. So it looks like we're just going to have to suffer through having a little teeny tiny picture of a felt cell phone turning sideways on the camera. But at least I'm here. Doggone. Now I look all fuck. Rick. God damn it. Oh well. Morning, Tony. And see, I'm not showing it crooked here. It's showing level. I don't understand why it looks crooked to you. It's showing dead level here. I don't know. I don't know until I figure out this whole camera thing. I don't know. But like I was saying, today's the 21st. Tomorrow is my son's, my first son's, my twins' 35th birthday. Yeah, it's thin because I have to run it this way, even though it's set to run this way, and the camera's telling me to rotate it back this way. When I do, it shows up sideways on the screen. So go figure. These two things are not communicating with each other. But I actually, my oldest of the twins, the one that I'm still in contact with, that didn't side with his mom during the divorce and everything, he's actually going to be here tomorrow. So I'm trying to figure out how to scrape up the change to get cake and stuff, because it's a tradition in our family to make a birthday, to have a birthday dinner and stuff like that. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope everybody had a great week last week. Halloween is 10 days away, week and a half. I got to finish doing the decorations in the yard today. Get together my horseman outfit and get it out in the front yard to help scare the bejesus out of the little kids. And then, of course, I'm going to be going out there and handing out candy, doing the scarecrow. So, got one scarecrow hanging out in the yard, but I'm going to be the scarecrow that actually reaches out and touches someone. Good morning, Jan. Good to see you, love. Hope you're doing well. And of course, next week I got to figure out where to how to get Christmas candy. You can tell where I'm going already. Halloween candy. Right now, Dollar General's got it 2 big bags for $10. So I think I might have to take advantage of that. Of course, Wednesday's payday, the day after my son's birthday. So I thought I messaged you. Yes, I did. It apparently came in just as soon as you sent it. I thought I messaged you and told you. The way this last week's been, I don't know if I've been pitching or catching. I was originally supposed to work today because we got a private party tomorrow night. The boss messaged me last night, told me not to bother coming in because he had to go in anyway and meet with the owners. I'll have to look and see, Jan. I might have actually typed it out and just exited out of our chat and never sent it. So that wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me a bit. Of course, the wife got hacked again by the same hackers. We'll report them, they'll disappear, then they'll come back with her profile and everything again. Doing the same stuff, trying to sell an imaginary car for $2,500 that we don't have. We've let everybody know that it's not her. Then we report them, they get kicked off, and then somehow come right back either the same day or the next day and put the ad right back up for the car. So she's not even on Facebook or Messenger or anything anymore. And with the exception of one other person, I'm not even on Messenger honestly anymore. Well, let me rephrase that. With the exception of one person, I've not been on Messenger. Good morning from the beach. What beach are you on, Squatchy? The only reason I ask is so we can all converge on you and ruin your vacation. Or make it more exciting. Edisto Island. Yeah, I don't go out over the water anymore, so you're safe. There's too many things out there big enough to eat me. I stay away. Come on, I'm kind of bored. Oh, bridges? Okay, well that's good. Hey, Ben. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. Still working 6 days a week, and I was actually supposed to work 7 this week, but I guess I got paroled for today. Not that I was, going to work a long time anyway. I mean, I wasn't supposed to go in till 10, probably be there till noon. So all I have to do is, get all the dough made for tomorrow, which they're open all day, so. Good morning, Robert. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I'm on fall break. Go back Wednesday. Hey, cool. I'm doing good too, thank you. Pretty tipsy. Been a long, hot day at work. Yeah, aren't you guys in your summertime now in in Australia? Aren't your seasons completely backwards than ours? Like we're getting into winter, so you guys are going into summer. Ah, poppycock. All right, well there went that. Now I got to use my light to find it. No. And back up. Hey, feels like summer right now. Good morning, Terry. Good to see you. I got all my firewood in. It's a good thing because my back can't take any more of it. I bet. I remember the chopping wood thing. I think I'm done with that. I'm going to go with gas fireplaces from now on. Good morning, Sarah. Hope you're doing well today. 32 Celsius. What's the conversion on that to Fahrenheit? 32 Celsius, like 70, 75, something like that. I think. 98-ish. Oh my God, I was way off. Yeah, I don't know the conversion thing since we don't use Celsius here. I probably should. Probably should learn it. Happy to have a cold. Jay got the log splitter fixed last week and split the rest of the logs. Hanging in there, but at times feels like I'm losing the battle. Good morning, Debbie. Happy Halloween to you as well. We still got 10 days, but man, I'm getting ready for it. I gotta get batteries for the strobe for outside, figure out where I'm gonna plant it at, um, so it lights up the cemetery and the scarecrow and the headless horseman I'm putting out today. Of course, I've got my ghoul coming out of the chest. I gotta reset the lights on it because it's not got that blue glow with the black image coming out of it and everything. Like I said, I'll send you guys, I'll post a picture on the community tab here on the channel when I get it all done. But of course, you know, like I said, I'll be out there doing the whole scarecrow thing, just to see how many kids scream, pee on themselves, and drop their candy and run away. You know, it's always a great Halloween when you hand out candy and you wind up with more candy when it's over than what you start with. I mean, that's the way I always look at it. 32 is around 92. Okay. Yeah, I never learned the conversion between Celsius and Fahrenheit, so I I don't know. But yeah, just getting ready for Halloween. Of course, it falls on Thursday next week. Like I said, though, this week my biggest concern is my son's birthday tomorrow. I've not got to spend because of living in different states or marriage or trips or whatever with him and his family, or his work schedule, and his military time. I've not got to spend a birthday with him in probably about 13 years. And him and his wife and the kids are all coming up here tomorrow um, to do the birthday thing. Of course, the day before payday. So I've got to try to figure out a cake, how to come up with the money for cake and stuff. So the daughter can bake a cake um, tonight after school. um, in my family, birthday dinners were always a big thing, you know. So I'll be making my mom's homemade meatloaf and scalloped potatoes and stuff like that for him for his birthday, and just gotta figure out the cake thing. Um, Seems like now that the daughter's been found out to be type 1 diabetic, that um, every spare cent we got goes into buying food. Uh, Jan mentioned the PayPal thing earlier. I had done her new intro and outro for here a couple months ago, and about 90% of that went into fish and stuff that we can't normally get that is really healthy for her. Well, healthy for her and I both, with her being type 1, me being type 2. So, can't let it be said that Dad gets a little extra money in his pocket or something like that. He gets all greedy with it. I didn't even get anything for me. I got her lunch meat that she could eat. I got her fish that we could cook for dinner. I got her a bunch of other low carb or carb free things. Because I'll tell you what, for just turning 16 years old and finding out you're type 1 diabetic, she's got a good grip on this thing. Checking her blood sugar, injecting her insulin, getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning to check her nighttime, getting up and checking it, making her own little special lunch and stuff like that she takes to school and stuff. So I've been really proud of her. Yeah, you always take care of your kids first, you're right. Pig Jock, good morning. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Has anybody heard anything about Grizz? Grizz used to be in here all the time. King of the Mountain Men, King of the Trolls, King of the Rednecks. I seen a short video yesterday where someone said he passed away. And I'm from Michigan, Pig Jock. I am in southwest Michigan. But the person that made the video, um, and Grizz, seem to prank back and forth at each other. So I don't know if I can take the content of the video, um, as uh, honest or not. I was just wondering if anybody else had seen Grizz. I think it's Grizz 204, is what he went under. You're from China. Oh, very cool. Now that is a place I would like to visit. I find the culture, um, the belief structure, the different religions, um, absolutely fascinating. The architecture, it's amazing. But yeah, I am from Michigan, um, up in the north central part of the U.S. See me tomorrow. I won't be on here tomorrow. Yeah, I'm looking really forward to Halloween this year, though. It'll be the first time, since Grandma passed away, that we have handed out candy on Halloween. That used to be her favorite thing to do. She loved, um, sitting outside and handing out candy to the kids and stuff like that. When it got too cold, she would move her little chair right inside the front door and wait for the kids to come walking up the steps, into the front yard, and she'd get up and walk her way out there, and then, of course, after she had the stroke, um, a whole bag of candy was lasting for about 5 or 6 kids. She believed in giving it away by the handful. I don't mind, 3 or 4 pieces, but yeah, she was giving it. Needless to say, when Grandma was handing out candy, Halloween was very expensive. She handed out more candy than my daughter brought home. So me, on the other hand, like I said, I'm all for scaring the bejesus out of little kids with my costumes and stuff. Um, so, for me, ending the evening with more candy than you start with is my goal. Uh, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm taking my car in for an oil change this morning, so I won't be here for a while until I get there. Okay. No, that's important. Yeah, that's very important. You know what they say about true life getting in the way of the things we'd like to do. being diabetic. Yeah, but the nice thing about it is, well, for one, Reese cups, anything Reese's, um, are not too bad for a diabetic because the peanut butter, um, being mostly protein. If you look at the carb levels in Reese cups, they're actually much lower than uh, other candies. And the other candy, you keep around for an emergency. But the nice thing about Halloween candy and Christmas candy is if you're responsible with your diabetes, that candy is going to last you until the next Halloween or Christmas. So that's what we do. We try to be responsible. This time of the year, I have those silly Jehovah's Witness clowns on, knocking on my door, telling me it's end of times. I had to slam the door on their asses. I have fun with Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not mean to them. I don't slam the door on them. I have fun with them. You guys have heard me answer phone calls here when I know it's like a telemarketer or something like that, trying to sell something. You've heard me answer the phone. So, yeah, I have fun with people door knocking too. Tennessee, good morning. Hope you're doing well. I am from Southwest Michigan, in the U.S. They give me the shit. Well, don't eat so many Jehovah's Witnesses in one setting. That's the best advice I can give you. If they affect your belly that bad, then don't eat so many of them in one setting. I mean, look at the Donner Party, man. They made that group last all winter long. Don't be a glutton. Nice to meet you. I'm from Middle East. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. That's very cool. Um, we've got a lot of people that are part of the channel from different countries. Um, Pig Jock was from China this morning. Um, we've never had anyone from China. Um, Depending upon where in the Middle East you're from, you very well may be, um, are Iran. Yep, that's what I was getting ready to say. You're our very first viewer from Iran, so welcome. Kurdistan. Very cool. Very cool. That puts us up to 15 or 16 different countries now. So very cool. Welcome, welcome. Yes, overindulging in proteins is oftentimes problematic in that way. Yeah, we don't overindulge in proteins. Like this morning, the wife had to go in early, so I had to get the daughter all set up and make her lunch for her. I'll never understand. I'll never understand kids. She was up at 10 minutes till 6. I was cleaning the litter boxes so I could throw it in the trash, take the trash down to the curb, be picked up. She was up at 10 till 6. When I went in her room to tell her it was 6 o'clock, she was still awake. And then the wife messaged me and asked me how her morning was, and I said, well, I've not seen her since 6. I'll go check on her. It was 18 after 6 at that time. And I go in her room, and she's passed out in her bed again. So I get her up, get her in the tub, I go out, I get her snacks together for the day, get the glucose monitor set up for her, get her her needle to do her finger prick set up for her, get her lunch made in her lunch bag, get the ice packs in there and stuff, and had to do all the carb counting for her and get it written down so she could document it in her logbook. Yeah, counting those carbs, watching the protein level. Since the protein brings your blood sugar down, you bring your protein level up. The nice thing about Reese Cups, though, and this is something I found out when I found out I was diabetic. You know, the cocoa or the coca that chocolate is made out of, until they add sugar to it, with it being a bean, it has protein in it as well. Then they add sugar, which, brings the carb level up, but the protein level stays constant. So you've got the protein from the peanut butter and the protein from the coca, and then you've got the carbs from the sugar. So they kind of counteract themselves. As long as you don't, glutton out on a whole bag of Reese Cups, you're good. I really don't know where folks come from. If they are nice to me, I respond to kind. Oh, yeah. I just think it's really neat that, we're still a little channel in the scheme of things. We're not even at 2,000 family members yet. 1945, something like that. But to be in 15, 16, 17 different countries, kind of makes you feel good. What is your opinion about what West's doing in World by Democracy cover? We are angry at what West culture is creating a crisis called sexual. I don't know the name of the syringes and stuff, Tony. I know that we're almost out of syringes, and we're almost out of test strips, and we're still fighting with the insurance company because her sperm donor finally got insurance on her, which was ordered, 13 years ago, when he started paying, I use that term loosely, when he started supposed to be paying child support and set up insurance. And he finally got insurance on her here a few months ago, but it's Aetna, and Aetna's fighting with the state on what they should pay for and what they shouldn't pay for. So, it's been 2 weeks since she found out she was diabetic, and we're still fighting to get her test strips and her monitor that goes in her arm and her lancets and everything. So, yeah. Not to mention the other medicine that she's supposed to be on. So, it's real fun. I have no clue, what all the names of it. I know right now she's using my monitor, my glucose tester, and my test strips because we haven't got test strips for her monitor. And she was using what few Lancets the endocrinologist could just give them, but they're almost out of them. So the Lancets are from Relion. Um, the the brand doesn't matter as much on if as much as if what the setup is of them. If they'll slide down into her um, gun to stab her finger and stuff with, like I had two different kind of Lancets. I pulled out some of my spares that I had around, and one would fit in her gun and one wouldn't. So sometimes she had to use her gun, and sometimes then she had to use my gun. So, but they got the poor kid poking her finger like 6 times a day. So she's going through a lot of test strips and a lot of Lancets. I'm thinking about just starting to collect test strips and Lancets, no matter what they are, and just running them through the machine and seeing if they work. Pretty messed up. I know that the blood glucose monitor that she's using right now, which is my old one, is an Advocate. The little burgundy thing about the sub, a little bit smaller than a soup can lid. But that's what she's using right now because we don't have the test strips or anything for hers because of the bloody insurance thing. See, you guys have heard of Murphy's Law. If it could possibly go wrong, it will. Murphy lives here. See, you guys think I make some of this shit up. No, Murphy honestly lives here. I think Murphy's mail is delivered here. Because if it can go wrong, it will. Perfect example. 2 weeks ago, the wife and I got paid. She got paid on Monday. I got paid on Wednesday. Everything looked good. We were going to have a little bit of extra money. And a new company bought the storage facilities where her and her son and Ashlyn's stuff was from before we met. Things we don't have room for here, but important things from their childhood and stuff like that she wants to keep. And her son's grandparents that live up there have been, watching the stuff for us, for her, for many years now. And a new company bought it. They upped the storage fee and said, oh, well, you were late on your payment. Well, she had made arrangements with the old company to change the payment date to the first of the month. And they said, oh, well, you're late, so now you owe like $120 some odd for that month. It was like a $60 payment and a $60 or $65 late fee. So, we're going to keep your stuff if you don't make this payment immediately since you're already behind. So she had to take that extra money that we thought we were going to have and pay her storage, or she was going to lose her stuff. We were going to see this stuff on, season 25 of Storage Wars. And, yeah, I mean, Murphy, Murphy lives here. Grandma used to say that all the time, even after she had the stroke. You know, yeah, you've heard of Murphy's Law? Well, Murphy lives here. If it could go wrong, it's gonna go wrong. Seems to be how life is for folks. Yeah, tell me about it. I now get an extra $640 a month. And guess what amount my truck needs in parts? Oh, you guessed it, $1,280. 2 months worth of pay, man. Go figure. Oh, kidding on the amount. It was right at $1,000. Go figure. Go figure. You finally get the house paid off. And you're thinking, haha, I could start putting a little money back. Maybe buy a couple new guns. Nope. See, if with our luck, if we would get the house paid off and have that extra, what, $670 a month that we pay now on the house, we would probably get, 2 or 3 months in the bank and really start to feel good about our future outlook. And then we'd have a winter storm, this Volkswagen-sized tree limb that runs almost right in between the living room and this room. Above it would get ice on it, and it would fall through our roof. And, then it would cost us $10,000 minimum, probably closer to 17 or 18, to get the walls and the roof and everything, We have neglected on the truck for too long due to being pretty broke. Yeah, and see, I've said stuff to the neighbors before. We just had a tree limb fall 3 years ago out here over the driveway. Not a big one. I mean, it was that big where it was connected to the tree. And it fell during a real bad storm and took out our electricity and our cable. Of course, that direct line heading out to the back alley is how our power has to run to meet up with the inlet on the house. But the cable guy was nice enough to run the cable out to the road, so now it's out of the way of the neighbors' trees. But I've talked to the neighbors about getting their tree limbs cut, and they're like, we're not paying $2,000 to cut tree limbs out from above your house. You don't want me to cut them down, because I'm going to start with a great big huge wedge out of the side of that tree facing your house. That way I can control what direction that tree falls. And it's going to take out that house you just paid about $25,000 completely remodeling, re-siding, re-roofing, doing all that. They just had one of their trees cut down on the other side of their yard facing the east. This thing's been dead since I moved in here 9 years ago. There's not been a leaf on that tree. It's been bare wood. Most of the bark was gone off that tree. It was so old and dead. So, and that don't include the 800 plus in new frickin' tires. Yeah, tell me about it. Trees will likely be our tax refund. But on the other hand, I can fix the truck now. There you go. That's one way of looking at it. get very many more vehicles out there, Tony, you'll be able to open your own used car lot. You got what, 3 trucks now? 4? 2 Suburbans. 2 Suburbans and the pickup and the wife's car. No, wait, you take the wife to work and pick her up. Whatever. 1 truck, 2 Suburban. That's okay. I knew it was something like that. I couldn't remember if the wife had a. Oh, that's it. Yeah, I didn't think she drove because I know you've said before you've had to take her to work and pick her up and stuff. So. Oh, and 1 4Runner. Yeah, don't forget the Toyota, man. Those 4Runners, those things will bloody last forever if they're treated right. They're like a, they're like a Honda or something like that. I had a Honda back in like '90, and that thing was 20 years old, had almost 200,000 miles. One of those old banana yellow Honda Civics, and that thing had almost 200,000 miles on it. And never, I had that thing for a year, it never didn't fire, and ran great. This one has 280,000 miles and runs perfect. Yeah, that's what I mean. Those things are great. I actually, my ex-wife got a brand new car, so I started driving her '78 Firebird. So I got rid of the Honda, but it was still running great a year after I got it. It was probably at 230,000 miles by that time. I love 4Runners. I had a 4Runner in the early '90s, probably '92 or '93. Yeah, I love 4Runners, man. Reliable cars. Matter of fact, I actually thought about um, getting a 4Runner and doing a little bit of body work on it, making it look all prettified, and using it to go on our ghost hunts and uh, to go away from home to shoot videos and stuff like that. Just have somebody else drive it so they're wearing and tearing my car instead of wearing and tearing and putting mileage on theirs. I like my gray Suburban. I have all the receipts that covered it. Wingstop, good morning. Hope you're doing well this morning. They are good cars. Suburbans, I think, will always be my favorite, though. Um, I just like a big enclosed truck. I think Suburbans will always be my favorite. Next to my classics. Um, Wish I still had that old '67 Ford. The maroon Suburban has had no service apparently. It still has all that's wrong with it. Go figure. That's usually the way it goes, isn't it? I mean, you find a vehicle that you like and you're able to pick up a second one, and It, it's never. I mean, it turns out to be a parts car. Oh yeah, oh yeah. All vehicles. I don't care what make or model or year. All vehicles will have something go wrong eventually that needs to be fixed. Much like the wife's Chevy that she drives, that she bought on Carvana 3 years ago. Took a year and a half and many oil changes and you know many miles before it started having problems. But the uh, the things that go wrong with them are usually the most expensive. You know, last winter or last fall, it was the computer human interface, the what is it, HCI unit back behind the radio that controlled the radio, controlled heating and air conditioning, controlled the blower, everything. And it wound up being a loose connection. They went in there, they were able to fix it, but she dealt with not having any heat for like damn near half winter till they finally figured out what the problem was, because they went through that, they done all the computer checks on it, everything was checking out, and then she finally had a day off and took it in, and the people that do our oil changes in the next town over were nice enough to jerk the whole radio and heating and air unit out off the dashboard and realized it was a loose connection. So they put a brand new tip on it, plugged it back into the module, and it worked just fine. Still does. The Gray Suburban was the best vehicle I ever owned. Brake pads and fuel brake lines and all I ever did to the thing up till it shucked the ring and pinion. Go figure. Go figure. Let me go make a run to the in-house real quick, guys. I've been up since 2 o'clock drinking coffee like a demon. Um, Besides that, it's almost 9 o'clock, so, it's time. Another one of those really cool diabetic things. Talk real nice amongst yourselves. I'll be back in just a second. That was over the course of 7 years. Goodness gracious sakes. Looks like it's going to be a pretty day here in Michigan today. At least here in the southwest portion. They're talking about a high of 79 today. On the 21st of October, that's pretty good. Seeing as how I walked to work last week, and I believe Tuesday morning, it was 39 degrees when I walked to work at 5:30 in the morning. On Wednesday morning, when I walked to work at 3:30 in the morning, it was 33 degrees. You know, a high in the 50s both days. And then on Saturday, we got up to 69 degrees. And yesterday, we got up to um, 70, 75 degrees. And today, we're supposed to get up to 79 degrees. So, but right now, it's 49 degrees. So, yeah. Well, I'm the only one. I'm the only one talking. Yeah, yep. I think a lot of people just put us on in the background and go off and do other things. Yeah, it's going to be summery here today, that's for sure. I don't know what our forecast is, though. I think our temperatures are about to start going down again. Oh yeah, temperatures are going to start going down. 79 today, and by next Sunday, 57 for a high. Um, yep, 48 for a low today, and 36 for a low by next Sunday. So yeah, uh-huh. Go figure. I can't do that. I'd be jumping to reply to comments every 2 minutes. Which, you know, they can just sit there and listen to me read the comments and respond verbally where no one hears it. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't do live streams when I'm, um, off doing an investigation or something like that. Is, I don't want to be away from the camera, talking. I want to be right here to, give individuals the attention that they deserve for being here and chatting with us. Cheyenne Mac, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I am. It's a cool morning here in Michigan, but it's still a pretty morning. Um, and I woke up, so hell, the day started off just right. Woke up, wiggled my toes in the carpet. It's always a good day when you wake up above ground. Oh, I could do speech to text, but I see how that works for others. Yeah, talk to text on these seem to go off in a weird direction at times. What am I puffing on? I am puffing on a Supreme Blend cigar. the company that makes them is out of Dallas, Texas, and I can only get them one place here in town. So I, needless to say, my videos, my paranormal investigations, everything like that, you'll see. If anybody, by any chance, that's listening in, works for Supreme Blend out of Dallas, Texas, um, I'm interested in sponsorship. You know, I can buy a box of your cigars here for $24 and change. If you guys just want to send me a case every, 3 months, I'm more than happy to publicly endorse your cigars. So, please. My lower control arms seem to be in Humboldt, Tennessee. I've been to Humboldt. Humboldt, Tennessee is not very far at all from my mom and dad. So yeah, good luck with that. Y'all tell me about it. There, you notice you've not seen me in any videos drinking my Ghost energy drinks. They were courteous enough to not even respond when I contacted them about sponsorship. So, you know, I just thought it was ironic, a paranormal investigator drinking Ghost energy drinks on his investigations and stuff, but they didn't even want to respond by email to me. So tell your dad to pick him up, come change him, and I'll give him $100. I think I think it probably cost him more than $100 in gas, dude. If you've seen the size of the tires on that Z71 that he drives, he probably wouldn't even get past Memphis before he had to fill up a second time. That's why they drive mom's car a lot of times, unless they're bringing a lot of stuff when they come up. Hand to hand, win-win. Yeah, I know, that'd be great. We've been doing really good on our views and stuff too, guys and gals. I've been really surprised. Our live streams are getting, 100, 200, even 300 views. And I've done a couple videos here in the last month that, I think about 3 weeks ago I done a video. It's up over 1,000 views now. Why people don't share them all out like that, I don't know. But hey, I'm just thankful I got people that watch me, and I don't sit up here and, do all this talking and stuff and nobody be there. You can imagine how many times companies get contacts for YouTube sponsorships. Yeah, really. But you would honestly think that, when you're a relatively new company, you would want to get your name out there as much as possible. You have to get those real fancy lighters soon. You know, Cheyenne, I have had, I'll get him up here closer. I have had this dragon right here for 15 years. I have lost this thing 5 times. Once I actually went a year and never seen it, and mysteriously walked into my living room one morning, and it was laying empty on the floor by one of the end tables. Here just 2 weeks ago, I didn't see this thing for 4 days. It vanished, and I I didn't I thought for sure it was gone. I thought for sure it was gone. I was in really, this thing has been through 5 relationships. It has been through 3 different homes. It has been through uh, 3 part-time jobs, 3 second jobs, I should say. And I thought it was gone, and just miraculously, it appeared 3 days later, and I don't let it out of my sight. So I will be going out and buying crappy Bic lighters for the rest of my life, because they're the only ones that fit in my Dragon. People love me. What can I say? That's because you're warm and fluffy and loving, dude. Like a bunny rabbit. A little pudgy, fluffy bunny rabbit. As old as it is, it goes on vacation, comes back, reminded of it. Yeah, exactly. Brad, good morning. He looks like a real life Yosemite Sam. Not the first time I've been compared to a rabbit. Good morning, David. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Been a good day. A lot of our family members have popped in that, you know, been with us for a while. We've had a lot of new faces pop in today. Don't get no better than that. Doing good. Good. But yeah, when I get done here, I am going to set up my headless horseman. You know, of course, my cute little skull. It's going to come on, stand up, pick up. It's gonna be. I've got a large archway set up at the top of the stairs, coming into the yard from the sidewalk. I'm going to have the headless horseman standing up there, holding on to the archway with one hand and holding the skull out with the other. got to get my yard all set up and looking pretty. All part of my scheme to scare those kids um, a week from Thursday on Halloween night when they come up here and we're handing out candy between the scarecrow hanging in my cemetery and the headless horseman right at the top of the stairs where they have to come up to get their candy, and then the moving scarecrow that's going to be handing out the candy. Yeah, it should be one of those Halloweens where I end the night with more candy than I start with. Good morning, Bud Files. Good to see you. Yeah, same way here, David. It's going to be 79 for a high today. On the 21st of October, you can't whine or complain about almost 80 degrees. I just can't wait to see what Halloween night's like. I've told you guys before, the 9 years I've lived here, we have had snow flurries on Halloween night for 8 years. And last year it started snowing early in the day, and by the time we took the kids out trick-or-treating, there was almost 4 inches of snow on the ground. So we'll see what it's like this year. I'm thinking a lot of people didn't get rid of a lot of candy last year because what little bit of time I was out walking with the daughter, all I heard was kids crying and complaining that they were cold, their feet were cold, their hands were numb. They wanted to go home. So we'll see what this year's like for them. I remember we had enough snow here to cancel Halloween one year. Yeah, that's not happened here. But if I remember correctly, David, you are way out east. So if I remember correctly, like New Hampshire or something like that. Connecticut, New Hampshire, someplace out east. I know people here, they go nuts, when it snows. It seems like that's when all the people who have no sense whatsoever decides they want to travel at 80 mile an hour on the interstate. Which is why almost every year, heading up towards Kalamazoo, Michigan, Grand Rapids, stuff like that, we have absolutely terrible multi-car pileups. So, Connecticut, okay. At the time the snow brought down tree limbs and caused power outages. Wow. Yeah, we've never had a Halloween like that. But I know that, people here complain about late year snowfall, before Christmas. And I think half of these people that complain about the foot, 2 foot that we get here sometimes need to come out east and experience, what a real winter snowfall is. Or even better yet, go to Colorado and see what snowfall's like. Halloween is the anniversary of mine and the wife getting together. You had your first date on Halloween? Or, I mean, you decided to be a couple on Halloween? That's pretty good. I mean, you're never going to forget that one. See? See what I mean? Brilliant minds think alike. You know, my wife let me set our wedding date. And I picked an easy to remember date to get married on. You know, anybody who knows their history knows June 25th. So I mean, yeah, June 25th, 1876. Never forget that date. She had absurdly cold hands. Well, you know, she was just trying to warm them up. She was trying to use you to warm her hands up. That's what it was, because she knew her hands were cold. Please refresh my memory. June 26th, Little Bighorn. Battle of the Little Bighorn. Good morning, Brooklyn. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. I have got to get to New York while I'm still young enough to enjoy New York. You are quite welcome, dear. No native blood here. So it isn't one I have scribed to memory. I understand. I am peachy cool. You know, like I was saying earlier, I woke up and was able to wiggle my toes in the carpet. So it was a hell of a start to the day. You know, us old mule skinners, man. Us outdoorsmen, us old folk. You know, like me and Santee. Any day you can wake up and wiggle your toes in the carpet, day's off to a hell of a start. What you do with it after that is totally up to you. Oh, hi, Santee. How you doing today, bud? I just had 2 leg surgeries and 1 eye surgery on the 31st. Next eye surgery. Oh, they're coming at you from every direction, aren't they? They just they're pulling out scalpels and staple guns, and they're just coming at you from every direction. It's got to be damn near impossible for you to fight them off coming at you like that. Damn, Brooklyn. I don't know. I mean, I don't mind going under the knife when it's absolutely positively necessary, but when they start coming at me from every direction like that, I just want to grab a pastry pin and just start swinging it like a ball bat. But I'd be lying to say that what you just said you've been through, I'll be going through it too. I know, I know damn good and well. I'm gonna need my hips and my knees worked on within the next decade probably. And well, y'all know I'm already going blind. I'm completely blind in the right eye and about 70% in the left. So yeah, it's not going to take long. That's why I carry a gun, malpractice case. I, I hope they don't malpractice you. I hope they take care of you like you should be. I didn't hurt just a little bit. Huh. And my docs know I drink. Wow. They numb my eye. Well, and the one thing about having cataracts, when I took the trash can down this morning at 5:30, still pitch black outside, and I had almost perfect vision out of my left eye because I didn't have the light causing it to fog up. And this one here is all just a haze. You can't see through the haze, and it was just black. I couldn't see anything, but I saw almost perfect out of this eye, and I realized that I like night a lot more than I like daytime. I mean, the sun is already out. It's not poking through. Y'all can't see it yet. It will be here real soon. But it'll get to the point where I gotta shut everything down and leave this room and go back into the bedroom to watch TV or something, because all I'm gonna have is a foggy haze to look through when it starts to get bright out. So, I'm definitely here to tell you, if they can fix your eyes and give you, I've seen your beautiful peepers on videos and stuff. If they can make them things work again, definitely so. Put a new lens. I see perfect. There you go. Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get them peepers? I have had both eyes polished to remove steel. Very uncomfortable. I actually got I got a piece of steel in the corner of my eye one time. They were able to, get it out. thank God, before I done any damage. But yeah, it's stuck right back in here. Um, it was not a good experience. Good morning, Chris V. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Believe me, Brooke, if I could get my eyes fixed, I would. You know, you've not been here in a while, but in its ultimate wisdom, a year ago, the state of Michigan decided that I no longer need insurance. So I have no way to pay to get my eyes done. I haven't had any. I haven't had any of my diabetes medicine or anything in over a year. I have had to control it through diet, and that's it. So yeah, luckily when I first found out I was diabetic, they had messed up like 3 months in a row and sent me double of the supplies that I needed. So I was able to surplus, but now, I only check my blood sugar when I'm feeling wonky to see if it's high or low, to know if I need to eat, consume carbs or consume protein. But now that my daughter is type 1 diabetic, go figure, a week away from being 16 years old, and her diabetes, or her body decides to quit making insulin. But we're fighting with the insurance that her sperm donor was forced to get on her because they don't want to pay for anything. So she's not got any of her medical supplies, so she's using all of mine to test herself now. So it's my surplus is slowly vanishing. My stepdad turned 65 and they took his benefits. Well, they got me set up on state insurance when the diabetic thing hit me in 2016. And, we went from 2016 till 2023 with no issues. And then in 2023, they sent me a letter saying my benefits had been canceled. I'm like, why? They said, well, you didn't renew it. I'm like, when was I supposed to renew it? They said, we sent out letters 6 months ago saying it was time for a renewal. I said, well, why are you asking for a renewal after 8 years, but you've never asked for one before? They said, well, that's just how the government is, but you didn't renew, so they're canceled. I said, okay, well, I need to reapply then. They said, you guys make too much money. How can we make too much money, never do anything entertaining, never go out, never eat out, never go to a show, but still, between utilities, car insurance, furnace payment, water heater payment, house house insurance never have money left over after the bills come out. How can we make too much money? You just do. You need to move to New York. We have the best doctors and free insurance. We're in Canada, where it's supposed to be free health care. See, and that's something that I have been complaining about since before I became diabetic. You know, Canada, the UK, they have got this amazing insurance. You know, 3 years ago, when my friend Alan came from England, he went back home, and just a month after going back home, he found out he had cancer. But because he has been paying out of every paycheck into this insurance thing that the UK has, it didn't cost his insurance company anything. It didn't cost him anything out of pocket. He went straight in, had surgery, had radiation treatment, and took care of it. And you know, now it's cropped back up again, but he's going through all of the treatments again, and once again, not costing him anything for insurance, not costing him anything out of pocket. You know, his medication is taken care of, his treatments are taken care of, his surgeries are taken care of. Why don't we have something like that in the US? We all know the answer to that. It's called pharmaceutical companies would lose their asses if they couldn't continuously charge exuberant amounts for medication and stuff like that. But I love the healthcare system in Canada and Scotland, Ireland, England. It's absolutely amazing, and I think all countries should have that kind of health care for its citizens. There are supposed to be natural remedies for cataracts, but you know, who can afford them? It's like $100 or something like that for these natural herbs and things that you can go to a health food store and purchase, that's supposed to help to rid you of cataracts and glaucoma as well. But the average person can't afford to go out and spend that kind of money. I have heard too many about issues with that type of health care. Well, I'll tell you what, Tony, Alan's never had a complaint, man. Going, talking to the doctor, getting all the x-rays done, finding this stuff, getting surgery scheduled right there for just a week or two away, going in, having the surgery, being in the hospital for 3, 4, 5 days. Um, and then this second time around, the same thing. Being in the hospital, having a second surgery, going through the radiation treatment, um, things like that. Uh, Granted, I don't talk to a lot of people in the UK, so a general consensus on the healthcare and stuff, I don't know. But I know that he has not had. He's actually, where when he left here 3 years ago, he he sorry, I I I try to forget. He left here on such a happy note, and within a week, he was on a video chat crying because he found out that he had cancer. And he didn't think we would ever share another cup of coffee or share a moment together or him get to come back to the U.S. and spend time with me and the family. And I told him, I said, dude, I said, you guys have got the greatest health care in the world. I said, they're going to find a way. And here he is 3 years later, and he's going in for this surgery, and the prognosis is good. And, second time, hell, that should be warranty work. You would think it would be, but the sad thing about cancer is we're all born with that cancer gene in our body. We're all born with that cell. Whether it becomes active or stays dormant is a whole different animal. And even though, they find cancer growth the size of your pinky nail, and they take out a chunk of meat that is as big around as a 50-cent piece, that's not saying it's not going to start growing again someplace else, So, sadly enough, his was in his digestive tract. So they had to cut a big chunk of his intestine out. And that's where it's growing at again. So they're trying to just cut that polyp out and then hit him with the radiation treatment and see if that takes care of it a second time. So, matter of fact, he goes in tomorrow for that surgery. So, definitely be having him on my mind while I'm trying to entertain my son on his 35th birthday. I'm really looking forward to that. Like I said, it's been years since I was able to spend time with my son on his birthday. Here probably 16 years ago, him and I shared an apartment together. We had a big birthday bash. He invited a bunch of his friends over. I made a huge meatloaf, scallop potatoes, and green bean casserole, and all that stuff for his birthday. Baked him a cake. And because of his military, his time in the military, and living in different states, and him getting married and having kids, we've not got to spend his birthday together in a long time. So having them make the 3.5-hour trip up here to spend his birthday with me, I'm really looking forward to that. Welcome back, Jan. Good to see you, love. Hope they're taking care of your car. Good morning, Danny. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. Now, I am not a poopy pants, thank you very much. I may be old, but I'm not old enough yet that I got to worry about a fart. When that day comes, I'm going to have the wife just permanently put me in bed and have a home nurse come in or something like that, because, when I got to start worrying about a fart, I'm just too old. Having this shop now, I need a battery aside from normal maintenance. January 18th, 2025. I saw the post for it yesterday. Last night. Um, I seen the post for it. Can't wait. I hope it's going to be all inside though. It's going to be really, really cold setting up, pop-ups and um, outside tables and stuff like that. So I hope everything is inside. Um, you hear Drew Ellsworth McCrae um, is speaking at that event. He probably will, because he loves public speaking. Um, Especially about things he knows a little something about. So, uh, yeah. They have a shot battery aside from normal. All inside, no tables, no setup, just indoor. So we're not going to have individual booths and stuff at this one, Danny. We're not going to have our stuff laid out on tables or whatever. That's going to be weird. Now it's a fine time to change our old battery instead of mid-January. Yeah, really. I'm just hoping the wife, I'm hoping we have the money to get a battery before winter hits here. If you guys remember, which you probably don't, last year we had a lot of issues with her car not wanting to start. Because, it's a 9-year-old car, but it came from Arizona. So the battery they put in that car doesn't have the cold cranking amps and stuff that a battery from here in the upper Midwest should have. So I'm really hoping that we can scrounge up the money, because I was hoping that we could find one of them $65 Duralast batteries, and that's got 750 cold cranking amps or something like that. But sadly enough, the battery setup, and it's really weird. I've never seen anything like this. There is a computer control module that bolts over the top of her battery. So to take out the battery, you have to unbolt this control monitor or module, move it off to the side, then unbolt the battery and take it out. There's not even really any place to hook up jumper cables to this thing. You got to hook it up to a certain connector on this computer module, and then hook it up to the firewall in the vehicle to jump it. So, yeah, needless to say, that battery is like 160 bucks or something like that. We weren't able to get it last year, so I'm hoping we can get it this year so she don't continuously miss work if we have those really cold wind chills and stuff like we had last year. No, just a small Paragon inside with tours, giveaways, speakers. Oh, cool. Paracon. Oh, okay, I got you. I was about to eat. You're fine, Brookie. You're fine. Now keep this in mind. Bad batteries can really car computer system. Yeah, tell me about it. And see, I've bought Duralast batteries from like AutoZone. I've even bought the cheap batteries at Walmart for vehicles, and never had an issue with them messing my cars up. But I've never had a new car like her 2015. So, um, yeah, you really want to put the extra money in there to, especially on these newer cars that are 80% computer. You might as well be frickin' driving Knight Rider around or something like that. The way these cars, the computers in these cars now. It was messing with my StabiliTrak. Pay $300 for a battery. Wow. Good morning. I know a little late joining, but I still showed up. Good morning, Brendan. You beautiful thing. You. Hope you and Ty and the kids are doing good. I was thinking about you guys this morning. I was watching a video on the New Madrid fault line in Missouri, and it made me think of you guys. Had great luck with Walmart EverStart. And good working kids. It's always working kids. Always working kids. All five of them, including the tall one with the funny mustache. Well, I was the video I was watching on it. Tony was talking about how there have been over the last several years several small tremors that come off the fault line, and the scientists are saying that probably sometime in the next 50 years we could have an 8.0 or bigger come off that fault. So, Missouri and different government agencies and stuff are really starting to pay attention to emergency action if something like that did happen again. They said when that thing hit, because of the structural integrity of a lot of the buildings and everything that were along the Mississippi, along the New Madrid, that when that fault line hit, an 80-foot wave come crashing onto the shore off of the Mississippi. And it wiped out entire towns. I mean, just washed them away. There was nothing left except the trees that were anchored into the ground. People, buggies, horses, livestock, buildings, everything washed back into the Mississippi. So, yeah, they're really, really paying attention to it now. Especially with these, with all these tremors they've been having over the last few years. Get me, hey, he's the most expensive kid, love him though. Aren't you glad I talked you guys into finally stop being a couple stubborn asses and getting together? Aren't you just glad that y'all finally listen to old Drew, who don't know what he's ever talking about, that told you both to get off your hobby horses and take that friendship to the next level? Maybe one day. You know, I've only played matchmaker 3 times my entire life. And the first people that I hooked up together was almost 20 years ago, and they're still together. 3 kids later, still together. A few of my friends went with deep cycle marine batteries to keep their Jeeps and pickups. Oh, nice. Bogart Migger. Good morning. I am smoking Supreme Blend cigars. They're out of Dallas, Texas. Exiled one. Good morning. Hope you're doing well this morning. This small one here cracked my driveway. Regardless if people believe in the ancient writings or not, the end is near. I'll tell you what, all the evidence points to it. We'll see if it happens in our lifetime or not. I don't know about y'all, but I plan on living forever. So, there can be only one. Some people cannot get past themselves, but that are whole other thing. But that is a whole other. I digress. I'm doing great this morning, and hope you're doing the same. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Thank you very much. It's been a great day so far. It's supposed to be really super warm here today, like 79 degrees. And you know, I've said it many times this morning, but anytime you have 79 degrees on the 21st of October, it can't get no better. Unity is a thing I still try for. But people ruin it. Well, of course, you know. One thing you taught me, Danny, regardless of whether you're living or you're dead, sometimes you still got to deal with assholes. I'm glad you're my friend. I'm glad you're my friend too, bud. I was actually just thinking about you day before yesterday. I was hoping that we'd be able to get out together and investigate before Halloween, while the veil's thinned out. But hey, so the really cool thing about life, it always seems to get in the way of the things you'd like to do. I'm definitely going to do some filming today once I get these phones charged up. Very cool. Very cool. I'm actually working on a video right now for next month. The 31 days of Halloween were fun. I've had a good time, or I had a good time doing all those videos. Still looking for, you know, subject matter and ideas for videos for November and December. Um, and then trying to get my investigations going when I can for Wednesday night premieres. Definitely. Um, our we don't have a lot of attendance on our premieres, so I mean definitely check that community tab because that's where I post upcoming premieres and special announcements and stuff. I noticed the last couple of premieres, I only had like 4 or 5 people show up for the premieres. Um, and then a lot of people don't even know the bloody things happened after they're over with. So, ah, um, none of us come out of this alive. True. Fortunately, the warmer late season will make that plummet cold seem far worse. Yeah, I can agree with that, definitely. We're coming your way possibly Wednesday. Wednesday is the day that I go in at 4 a.m. and I probably won't get out of there until 9 or 10. But after that, I'm good. And then Thursday, I don't go in until 6 a.m. So I clean my crystals, spheres, and palm stones. I use mineral oil to revive them. Road tripping and ghost hunting filming. Sounds fun. Already winterized the house. I don't get notifications. I'm glad you're both my friends. Hope the job's going good. Well, we're both glad you're our friend too, Gene. And yes, yeah, job's doing good. Just tiring, man. Like this week, I was supposed to not even get a day off. I was supposed to go in this morning and be there at 10, but the chef got a hold of me last night and said, hey, don't worry about coming in the morning. Um, I have to meet the owners, have a meeting with them, so I'll do want to take care. We're normally closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, but they had a special party tomorrow night, and I was going to have to go in to make all the dough balls and stuff like that. So they had them tomorrow morning just go in and ball them up and get them set in the pans for the party tomorrow night. But he's going to take care of it all the day, so I didn't have to worry about it. We'll see you around 1. Sound good? Yeah, sounds great. Sounds great. I will be here at the house. Well, wonder what caused that. That's weird. Bloody computer's got a mind of its own, y'all. I just pulled that up once and it printed twice. It's always something. I guess this computer's just trying to say, please, he really needs help. Wow. Of course, next Monday morning is going to be our Halloween live stream, since it'll be the last one before Halloween. we're gonna have us a little fun next Monday. So, but yeah, it's getting real close to that time. We got less than a minute. Um, I just hope everybody has a good week. And though life does take over and keeps us from doing the things that we like to do sometimes, I hope y'all find a little bit of time to play and have fun and just be yourself. Watch out for those creepy crawlies and them spookies and everything else. The veil is about thinned out, as thin as it's going to get. Watch your back. Watch your front too. But that's it for today, guys. Love y'all. Have a great day. Have a great week. And we'll see you next Monday morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time for our Halloween live stream. But until then, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. We do. We'll catch y'all later. Have a good day.